Hi guys, I'm Dr. Zainab Vora and I have with me Dr. Surya, whose story is very inspiring. So this is something which I want all of the students, to hear. We are doing this a lot of days after the result, but the whole point is that the story should reach everyone. He got a rank of 90,000 in last NEET, and then he's gotten a three-digit rank from there in a span of 1 year, which is 742. Yeah, so it's not about yeah, yeah.
743, ma'am. Yeah.
7.3. Okay. So I improved it by one rank further. So it is not about the number per se, but I think it's more about building self-confidence that I want to learn from you. That how do you get up from that rank and move on? Because that is what a lot of students are finding it difficult to do now. It's been a lot of days since the result has passed. So I want you to go back to this point last year and what were you thinking, what was your thought process, and then take us through how did you manage the next 1 year to get a result like this.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, firstly, a very good evening to you, ma'am. Thank you for sparing your very
Not at
precious
all.
time. I
This is
mean,
completely my pleasure and my honor.
exactly, ma'am. Such a busy schedule, and you happen to spend time with me, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. So, if I wanted to tell about my journey, how it started, so medical seat was very lucky for me, ma'am.
Mhm.
So when my NEET UG happened, it was almost like an impossible task for me to get into medicine.
Mm.
And somewhat out of luck, there were seats left over in the mop-up round, and I got into medicine. So just like how my father describes it, it's your destiny. Just go rule it.
Yeah.
So that is how my journey started, ma'am. So one thing is, it was a private college,
Mhm.
so we had to pay in a lot of fees
Mm.
to actually get into it.
Mm.
So that was always on the back of my mind that somewhat I have to just get out of this
Yeah.
thing, ma'am. So that is when I finally decided that I have to give it all.
Yeah.
So my internship rank attempt was not so much prepared attempt, ma'am. So that was an expected rank, probably a 90,000 rank.
How
And
was the MBBS there in your college? Were you a good student? Were the
I
clinical
was an average
subjects?
student, ma'am. I was an average and an above average student.
Mm-hmm.
So all my exams and all, I used to score around 65%. So
Nice.
a pretty decent student, ma'am.
But did you start using like PG prep
No,
resources right in your MBBS, or were you just reading books and bare minimum stuff to pass?
reading the standard books was my thing, ma'am.
Right.
So
Nice.
I used to just read standard books and attend rounds, wards.
Amazing.
So watching, I mean, like going to patients was my thing.
Mm.
Learning from the wards was my thing, ma'am. So that is how MBBS days just flew away.
Wonderful.
and and
That is how
then
it should be. I mean, that is how ideally it should have been. It's just that we get into this preparation mode very early. That is how things have become nowadays. But I still feel, that if we just remove this out of perspective, you will end up actually giving a better exam. You will be better prepared if you take away this pressure of the exam in your undergrad years. That is what I strongly believe.
yes, ma'am. So then started the proper PG preparation phase right after my internship. So initially, I was actually following a rapid revision from another source
Mm-hmm.
for probably like 5 months,
Okay.
only to get introduced to BTR by one of my friend
Mm-hmm.
who actually became my study partner for the next 7 months. She's like a huge fan of yours, ma'am, and she's also ended up with an excellent rank.
Amazing.
Yes, ma'am. So then, after November I religiously started following BTR,
Mm.
just watching videos, annotating the notes,
Mm.
and actually adding on points from whatever I've read before, ma'am.
Mm.
So that became like a wholesome
Mm.
content source for me, which I kept on revising till the end, ma'am.
Mm.
And I think NB had a lot of experimentations going on, and it was all a journey, ma'am. Which
Mm.
I think you exactly made it so beautiful for us, ma'am.
Amazing. So were you giving the tests as well? Were you attending T&Ds? What else were you doing?
Yes, ma'am. So initially, I completed around 10 subjects and then started giving GTs, ma'am.
Okay.
So initially, GT scores were cornering somewhere around 110 to 120.
Mhm.
But once my second revision of BTR was done, I think I used to touch 140 plus, ma'am.
Nice.
So that good the content was, ma'am. I mean, the way you presented it, the picture memory is everything, ma'am. That's what I would like to say.
Yeah. That's the aim. That's definitely the aim to build that. And there is a base content for you essentially, which I try to make as strong as possible. And then you can add on to it, add your own layers. And I think it's the addition which does all the magic, because the base is with everybody. It's how strong you make it and how you add to it and how you then consolidate is what actually makes all of the difference.
Exactly, ma'am.
So how was exam like for you? Which shift were you in?
I was in shift one, ma'am, and I had to travel 500 kilometers to
Yeah.
Hyderabad to do my exam.
Mhm.
So, which was again a tedious process.
Yeah.
And all the while, I just kept saying, "It's okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna perform good. I'm gonna give a good exam and come. That's it, ma'am." So, and eventually everything turned out well.
Yeah.
And yes, ma'am.
Turned out very well. Yeah. Great.
So even while giving the MCQ, one question at a time was the policy,
Hmm.
and along with that, it was always like, get this question right, and you're gonna get an interview with Zainab, ma'am. That was always inspiring for me, ma'am. So every question I took it like in that way, ma'am. Yeah.
Amazing. So I think a positive manifestation,
Exactly,
helps.
ma'am.
So
Exactly.
wonderful. I mean, because it was such a stressful year for you guys, a lot of negativity around, So it is very important to have, intrinsic positivity, and that is what will take you through this, and in the end. It's a number, I can tell you it's a number. It's the feeling of this ending which is more satisfying than your rank is what, in the
Exactly.
end matters, that you are getting what you wanted to do and you move on in life, so that is what you guys are doing it for. So don't take pressure of the rank. That's another message you want to give the students is all of this looks very good in the interviews that that you did very well, and this from 90,000 to 743 seems very very attractive on paper, but in the end it's a lot of self belief, it's a lot of positivity which goes into it more than resources, preparation. So that's why I didn't even want to talk about BTR. I don't want to talk about what you did. I want to talk about your mindset, so that is what actually matters. So if you have to throw some light, and guide the juniors who are now starting to prepare, they have November INI coming up, and then they have NEET, and then plus minus May INI in between. So what should be the roadmap?
Yes, ma'am. So I think firstly, I wanted to say that show up every day, ma'am. Show up
Hmm.
every day, irrespectively.
Hmm.
So even if it is for 6, 7 hours, just show up.
Hmm.
I think that's the mantra. Be consistent. Do
Yeah.
whatever you're doing, do consistently.
Hmm.
So that is one point. And second point I want to tell is take good number of breaks, ma'am.
Hmm.
So a lot of stress will always be there. A lot of ups and downs will definitely be there, ma'am. Even I have gone through all that. But
Yes.
good number of breaks, come back, and I think that's all I want to say. And yes, ma'am, luck favors the brave.
Sweet.
uh, so be brave and keep the surroundings very positive, ma'am. Keep positive people around you.
Hmm.
Motivate each other. Have a study partner.
Yeah.
Discuss, and I think the rank will be yours, ma'am.
Amazing. Very well said. I think, showing up daily is, even if you can study for an hour on a day-to-day basis, that will give you the confidence, and, take away the negativity that, you have not lost touch. So just show up on a day-to-day basis. That is something which is very, very important. And recognize your limitations, don't be afraid of your own limitations. If you are feeling burnt out, as you said, take a break, just come back stronger. If you have taken a break today, come back stronger, so that is something which is very very important, that don't go out of touch, don't let yourself get into that feeling that you can't do it. If you feel overwhelmed, just stop that subject or that trigger for a bit and, get back to it. So find your, limitations, recognize them, and then tackle them. That's something which is very important. Great. Any last words, any shout out? I'm sure you want to give a shout out to your parents, your family, friends.
Just like you said, ma'am, the number is just remains a number, ma'am. So the after effects of getting a rank is something that will always stay with me, ma'am.
Yeah.
The smile and happy tears on my parents' face. My dad's words that you have made us proud. I think that will always stay with me, ma'am.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
and
I think
exactly, ma'am. Yeah.
the baggage that you carry, and I think we give it to ourselves coming from a private college, I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
that's finally off you. And, do you want to address that? How do private students take it? Why is it a baggage?
One is with respect to the fees, ma'am, and the second thing is with respect to the rank you get in your NEET UG, that you just got into MBBS on a higher rank. That is
But
that is the usual.
honestly speaking, Dr. Surya, this time we have interviewed so many students who have come from private colleges, and they've gotten single digit ranks and done so well. I hardly think there is a barrier anymore. Your past rank, your NEET UG rank is 6 years, in the past, and we are very, very different people in that time, So don't judge yourself on the basis of that. It was one exam, that was one exam, this is one exam, and we see one day can just change everything. Yeah. So that is something which all of you have to understand is, it doesn't mean anything that you come from a private college. It doesn't make you any lesser. I mean, just saying it also doesn't, there is nothing to discriminate yourself on. I think that is something which all of you have to realize. Are you do you want to tell that to your juniors? I think coming from you, it would make more sense.
Yes, ma'am. So definitely, to all my juniors or anyone presently in private colleges, never feel disheartened. You are equally good doctor. You'll become an equally good doctor in whatever you do. Just stick on to the hard work, and I think the world is yours. You own it.
Wonderful. Amazing. I think that's a great, note to end at. And please convey my regards to your parents, and do well in life. Hopefully, we'll meet soon.
Definitely, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. I just wanted to mention Zara baby for all the best. All right. And
Yeah,
such
Siddharth
cute
has sacrificed a lot in this journey for me. She has sacrificed a lot of my time with her. So thank you for. I would also like to mention her now that you have.
I think that is what pushed us for the next 20-30 minutes extra what we had to do every day, ma'am.
Yeah,
Just
amazing.
the smile on your face, ma'am. It just sets everything right, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for that love, and do well in life. All the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.